All right, friends, we're gonna try to tackle this very flat tire. I know it doesn't look flat, but it's because it's up on a jack of sorts. And I got the tube ordered, so we're gonna try to break it down and figure out what's the issue. And we're gonna do that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This is the Junkyard Super 77, which we got about a year ago, maybe now. We saved out of the junkyard where it had been resting for many years. Got it unstuck and running, and we've just been making it a little better. And I slapped these duals on here to move it around, but now this one's decided to go flat for absolutely no reason. And it will not hold air anymore at all. So we gotta figure out what's going on. I gotta say something though, I feel bad because my brain doesn't work the right way. Yeah, see, Donkey, they know. That's how I feel, Donkey. I feel like that. No, I feel bad because I should have called Moline Dan about all of that stuff, those weights and things on that auction, and I just wasn't thinking about that. I had my one-track mind on that cockshut tractor once I saw it. I found out about that auction on the Thursday, and then I went on the Friday to look at it, and then went back Saturday, and I didn't know how much I was going to have to spend or what I was going to spend. And what I should have done was, after I didn't win that tractor, I should have stayed and I should have bought all of those Moline weights and things, because it was a deal. I think I could have probably had them for nothing. Now, if I would have stayed in bid, who knows, it might have went through the roof. But he messaged me after watching the video, and he said that a couple of those quick hitches were Moline quick hitches, and that didn't even register in my brain either. I know we had just looked at one at that auction where I bought that other cockshut, and I didn't know that's what it was, and they said, and I didn't even think about that, and that was dumb. I should have done that because he's a good guy, and I should have stuck around and tried to buy all that stuff. You know, guys help each other out, but I was not thinking. I had my focus on that little tractor, and then when I didn't win it, that kind of just like took the wind out of my sail and erased my brain, and I wasn't thinking about it, and I should have jumped over to the other ring and followed that stuff and done that. So sorry, Moline Dan, I didn't mean to do that. I should have done that. Hindsight's always 20/20, I guess, you know. I have a lot of those moments where I think later on about the stuff I should have done instead of what I did. But anywho's, that is what it is. Can't go back and fix that one now. But anyway, we are going to try to get this up off of the jack and break this down. And I don't know how much of a struggle bus it's going to be, because I bet these tires have been on there for years. And what I really was starting to do a minute ago when I came around this way and didn't do it was, I thought I should probably try to take the valve stem out, which I have replaced once already, it looks like. I cannot get it loose now, so that's kind of about the way life goes. Okay. Let's see here. Good grief. Okay. I'm having some struggle bus problems. Uh-oh. That does not look like that's participating very good. I wonder if that's... Okay, there it goes. I thought maybe I was just twisting the tube up in a wad. Oh, that's all mangled. Okay. How's that look? That doesn't look that bad, but I'm sure I probably tried to replace it once before, because that's the first thing you do when you got one that doesn't want to hold. You replace that. Man, I'm still thinking about that auction, and I have been all day today. Various things, because I'm bummed about that tractor, but whatever, it's gone to a good home, that's fine. But thinking about that, I don't know how, like, I've been doing these auction videos differently lately, where I go ahead of time and video the stuff and then go to the sale, and then I put it all in one big chunk of a video. But maybe, would you rather have it where I go and look at it in one video and then go the sale part be its own video? But I just feel like that won't be enough footage, because sometimes I don't film a lot while the auction's going on, because I get to talking to people or whatever. I don't know. The last one did really good when I did it that way. I don't know yet, because results are not in yet on the one from yesterday or whenever it was, because it just came out today. So I don't know how that one's gonna do, but I mean, I guess it's all up to you, the viewer, what you'd rather see. I just kind of feel like it's better to have it in one chunk, so you can see the stuff and then see right away what it brought, because you may not watch two parts, or you can just fast forward and get to the part you want to see. I don't know what people want. I'm trying too hard to do stuff people want, and I just need to do whatever I want, I guess. And then it'll work out, but I don't know. I guess the other negative to that would be, if there was something that I wanted and I say on a video I really want it, then there might be more competition that show up to bid against me just because they hate my guts, you know. I think there was that happens. I'd like to say it doesn't, but it does. Now, what I'm thinking of is, how am I going to get my jack in here, because I pretty well got her. I just don't have it the right way. What I did, I guess I'll pick you up again, even though this is turning into a not very interesting video. Last time when I backed it in here, the tire was obviously up. So I backed it over top, I put that thing under, and then the tire actually went flat and it rested it on there, with the thinking of no big deal. Next time I would air it up, it would come off of that and drive away and live a happy life. But what's happened is I didn't put this in far enough now, so I really have no room to put my jack in there because of the way the tire is. If the foot of the jack is on any part of that thing, then I won't be able to get it out of the way, and it won't be secure. And so what I'm thinking about doing inappropriately is clean the rest of our trash out from underneath of the thing. That would probably be a good thing to do, but no, I'm thinking about starting it up and driving it forward till it falls off of that, and then it'll just be out here in the open, and then I can jack it up. And I don't know, I never know what to do. Anytime you plan something, it doesn't work. So a lot of the times I just do stuff and see what happens, and that might be what we have to do. It's a lot colder today than it was the other day. Let's see how this feller starts up. It should start up fine. I gotta run my choke with my hand. You know what though? Before I do that, pause. I'm gonna see if I can find that choke cable that I bought, and we're gonna put it on here if I can real quick. I think I know where it is, because I'm getting tired of having to not being able to start it from the seat, you know. I got that stuff. I got the dash ready for it. It could happen if I just have the cable. Let me go around and see if I know. I think I know where it is. If I do, then this is gonna happen. Friends, every so often a blind and dumb squirrel finds an acorn, and here we have it. And I don't remember what I ordered this for originally, but I know what it's gonna do. Yeah, I should probably reorder too, so that I have some on hand, because, you know, These Agco choke cables, I have to say, are probably the best in the West. I don't know. They work so good and they seem to last, which is the problem that I have had with things and such. So, yeah, there's the part number of this one. I think there's a couple different part numbers because there's some for gas and some for diesel. This might be the diesel one because I might have ordered 2 of those diesel ones because we worked on that 550. But a 550 is shorter. I bet this is the gas one. That seems short, so yeah. So now the question is, hopefully it's long enough, it should be. The thing is, it's got to be on this side and then cross over underneath the fuel tank. Are you gonna see? Probably not. The hole is all the way at the bottom down there. Can you see that? Where my finger's covering the light, maybe? I don't know. It's very, this is not good camera angle. I don't know. I cannot see. How could it be that I put you right in the way? How could that be? Now, friends, there's something to this. I can't remember if I want to go under. One of the tractors I had a lot of trouble. It didn't want to, when you tighten it up, it didn't work correctly because it was binding on this top brace. Oh, if the guy just had a little bit more brain. I'm feeling around here. What is that? So there's something in the way. Of course, he says to himself. Let's pull this up here so we don't lose that nut. See, that's the struggle best. There's a hole in there where this can go through. But right now they got this piece of wire tied on there. I don't remember what for. The guy before me did it, you know? And I guess I didn't take it off for some reason. Well, that's gone. Okay, it landed in the battery tray. What have I got here? There is a hole in this bar that corresponds with this choke cable. It's right, I got my finger on it. So, I don't know why I couldn't get that before. Hee-haw, hee-haw. Did I drop that yet? No? Okay, we're gonna get it this time. We've taken the long way around. We're gonna get the nut, or the washer and the nut started on there. And we're going to find the hole back in this piece. And feed it through there. We're gonna struggle bust through there. Now friends, we're on the way. Now we have to figure out what it's hitting there. It should be hitting the lower brace because why not? Isn't it amazing? Oh no, I missed it. I didn't go under the battery. You could see that, but I couldn't. Why? Because I'm a moron. Come on now, baby doll. I'm trying to save you, and you're making this as difficult as possible. See, another oddity that I've never dealt with before, because none of them have ever been original, like this one, is the key switch is original and it's still down there. Well, guess what? That's one more thing that's in our way. And so it just compounds the problem that we're having here. I got it finally. I think we're gonna make it, he says, as he struggle buses the whole life through. There. I don't know. I think we're getting there. Oh my goodness. What a struggle. I need a... I should have looked. I think it's a 9/16 that it takes to do this. Might be a half. Okay, now it's gonna work. Some of them, that bar puts it in such a bind, and this one might be that way too when I tighten it up. So maybe I can't tighten it all the way. But see, your choke cable has a long doodad before the cable starts, so that you're not bending the cable when you go to do the thing. And that's all well and good, except that well, I did something that I'm the thing is, what am I trying to say? It binds when it's trying to go through both of those bars, and then it hits that and it won't play nice. It wants to struggle bus it. But what I wanted to do is go through this loom, and I bet I'm not gonna get that done now. I can try to go the long way around. Remember, kids, there's no wrong way to do, well, there's no right way to do this, but there definitely is a wrong way to do it. And that's the way that I'm doing it now. I hope that there's enough. Let's get over to the other side. Is that gonna make it? Aww. A day late and $1 short. Let me show you the dilemmas of my struggle here, because you're probably not sure what's happening and why I'm making this look so much more difficult. This is gonna be a day late and $1 short. Like, if it was just that much more, I could use it. But I can't. The clamp is right back there. I would have to have this under extreme tension. I don't like that. Then some of you are going to say, why don't you just move it to a different spot in the dash? Like knock out this hole or something and put it there. Drill a hole here. I'm not doing that. I'll just order the right one and we'll use this one on something else. But the question is, what something else would that be? Because if I ordered two, I thought that I ordered it for that diesel, and usually 550 part numbers don't come up, so you order it for a 4-digit, and then, oh, my deluxe thinking stool is crowded with stuff here. I'm gonna look this number up and see what it's for, and then maybe we'll have some insight into why it is causing me trouble. But I thought for these, I usually just ordered the shorter one and they worked. But I'm betting I need to order the diesel one because it has to start up and cross over. Where a 4-digit gas, it would be more in line because it would be right under the dash and pretty well straight shot. So let me see what this is and I'll let you know. Okay, friends, I've been sitting here and I even talked on the telephone, and I have no idea what I just did with that choke cable. I wound it back up again and tied the tag on it and put it away, and I'm serious, I don't even know where I put it, so I can't show you. But that part number is for the shorter one, and according to the parts book, they don't even offer it anymore. It says check for availability. So I guess I will order the longer one at some point. That's $100. $100 for a choke cable, you're gonna say is nuts, and you're right. But they'll last indefinitely. They are so much better than everything else. It's worth the money. I hate cheapo choke cables, and then they bend, and then you can't do anything, and then you're buying and putting them on all the time. Just spend the money and put one on and be done with it. So it's taken like an hour now. We went down that side tour. An hour to be right back where we were before, where we were going to try to move this tractor off of the jack. Isn't it nice how the ADD brain just takes you down the road? Also, I will say, I called on the phone. I called Moline Dan and apologized because I feel bad. And he absolved me of my guilt. He said he wasn't mad at all and it was fine. But I need to be more aware of parts for other things that other people might be looking for. I have saved a photo of the Moline style quick hitch on my phone so that I will remember next time I see one and think, hey, that's a Moline quick hitch, and then look at the picture and know. So anyway, I'm learning. I didn't grow up around yellow tractors. Not very many of them around that I could use for reference. So yeah. Now, this is going to be super miserable. I don't know what kind of experience this is going to be, because essentially, as soon as I drive it off of that jack, it's going to hit the deck. It's gonna... I should probably be much better prepared here. Why did I climb up here without choking it? I should have started it on the ground. So dumb. Yeah, see, it's not gonna let me do it. That's how life works. You jump up, and then you gotta jump down again. It's probably signaling me that this is a terrible idea and don't do this thing. And yet, this is gonna happen. Yeah, how are we gonna do this? Like this. Okay, baby doll. Let's run. Okay, struggle bus. This is gonna be wild. Oh, that's actually not. The tractor apparently is not heavy enough to squat that tire. You don't need air in your tire. You don't need that. You don't need that. Whoa! Sorry. We might have to adjust the clutch on this. I don't remember. I mean, I can't imagine why. It's just been sitting in a junkyard. Come on. Oh, got him right there. That's fine. We're done. We were even able to get it outside, out of the hole of sadness. I like that idea. I don't like this, though. I'm going to put my hand through that one time, or put that through my hand, because my habit is to grab onto the seat when I get on and off of these, and I'm gonna miss it one time and be sad. But that's okay. Actually, no, it wouldn't be okay, because then I wouldn't even be able to use coloring books anymore. And then what am I gonna do? I can't read, so that'd be bad. Let's turn that off. It decided to start leaking. Hasn't leaked a drop this whole time. And then a minute ago, that brand new sediment bowl decided to leak. See, I can't remember. This is the fuel tank that was on here, isn't it? And I think I took it with us. I started to part this tractor out in the junkyard because I didn't think I was going to save it, and then I came back for it, thank goodness, because what a peach it's been, friends, for something that was left for dead. I mean, you can't go wrong. I'm just taking it all in. I get lost in thought. I think about different stuff, and I'm thinking about this tractor. I could sit here and look at it for 25 minutes and just enjoy it. That's why I have them. I don't have them for others' enjoyment. I have them for my own. I like to sit out, listen to them run, take them for a drive, whatever. Yeah, what a piece. I think, whilst we're thinking about tires, I've been scouring the old marketplace trying to figure out what I mean, those are temporary, but that is a set of duals, so it's not going to break my heart to put a tube in it, which is what we're going to do. But I'm trying to remember what I forgot something that I was going to do last year. See, I have these. That's actually 2 wheel centers. I should probably get that out of there so that somebody who, after I'm dead, buys that and flips it over doesn't realize there's a second one just laying in there, and it would fall on them and kill them. But those are 2 wheel centers of the heavy variety. They should be the K part number. No, they're L part numbers, aren't they? Okay, so that's the lighter duty one, an L705B. Yeah. So anyway, there's a couple centers. Here's the rims, and I don't remember where we were on this process other than that Ross forgot about it and left this one sit out here on the ground, and that's not good. But I measured up things, and I don't know that I have an actual pair. I have like every different width they made. Like this one is not a mate to this one, which that one ain't. It's on its way out too, but this is a super narrow one. I think this is a 9, that's a 10, and that's an 11. And I might have a junk one of these that we could possibly fix. But then that got me to thinking about other stuff Ross has hoarded in his life. And I might have a set of better-ish rims and centers out here in Neverland. So let's take a walk and see what we can do. With any luck, we're going to get zapped by the Cyclops going through this, but you know, whatever. If a cow can do it, why can't I? See all their tracks where they've tried to go through the fence, but the Cyclops has taught them to respect the fence. We ain't messing around no more. We got the elephant size fence charger. We're not playing. Don't worry, friends. I'll cut out all the heavy breathing noises. It'll be fine. You don't need to hear that. I've lost a lot of trees in the last little bit this winter. Stuff that's fallen over. A lot of it was probably dead anyway. Should probably pick that up, or saw it up, or scrape it up. There's a lot of stuff I should do. Oh look, we're gonna go right back there, right to where my little skid steer is sitting. We talked about that the other day. I should get that pulled up out of here, and we could try to revival it. It's probably pretty rough at this point. Look here though, friends. There's a wheel in a center. I don't know what width. Oh, it's got a bad, that's weird. That's an odd place for a wheel to be bad. What have we got? Wow, that one is perfect there around the valve stem hole, but it's bad over here. Now that's a little bit crazy. That's probably why I didn't take it off whenever I parked it out here. And this one, I'm saying is junk. I think that, yeah, so you can see daylight through that one. Yeah, there ain't much there. Imagination. But a guy could probably, could he find a good section here to cut out and use to fix that one and make one good one? Or is it not worth it? I don't know. This here is a Super 88 that ain't much left. And I bought it pretty well parted. Actually, before I bought it, I bought the belt pulley unit off of it, and it's on my Super 77 diesel. And then I bought a bunch of stuff from this guy that he was getting rid of, and that came into play. So that was one of the things I got. It's a shame I bought it just like this with the transmission open. It's a shame because some of those gears look beautiful. A guy could probably do something about that if he was more motivated than me. But maybe one day this summer we'll pull this up and try to you know, pull some more parts out of it or something. I was thinking yard art for this, you know, like I got a dash, it's not the greatest. If I could find a nose cone and some crap sheet metal, I could have some decoration. That's why I keep stuff like this, you know. So there's that. There's a Cletrac General that was through a fire, so much of a fire that the frame is sagged. But that was a local tractor, and I'd love to bring it back, but that's probably, who knows. There's a 40 or an E4 co-op. It suffered a bad stroke of luck in its life through that same fire as the Cletrac, and yeah, everything is warped on it. The guy gave it to me because I have two others that I bought from them, or actually one I bought from them and another one that came from a neighbor. So there's that. But then a tree fell on it, so that's great. Just like this 70. Here's a junk 70. And the tree fell on it. That's another one that came from the place with the Super 88. There's an 1800A that came from the junkyard. You know, we drug that out here and added it to the collection last year of stuff. And then somewhere out here, there's a sawed-off piece of a frame for a 1750. There's just parts around, you know. Stuff that I just can't get rid of because you never know. You might need one hub, you might need one gear or something out of there, and you might be able to do it. This one I bought because I don't have any sheet metal for that one of them, and I bet you I could use this. I bet I could pound this out. We need to drag this up or something, or pull some stuff off and see if we can just see what we can do, you know. I've got an E4 co-op we could use parts from. Also, I got another reason for this is this has got weights on the back still. We could use those. There's some miscellany stuff that we could probably use. Look at these cranks. I didn't even see those there. Huh. I bet he found those in the fire afterwards and laid them in that frame. So there's some cranks. Didn't know I had. But we need to pull that sheet metal off before it's too far gone to even do anything with. It's going to obviously need some pounding straight again, but when you got nothing, something is better than nothing. And that's what we have here. Fire is a sad thing, friends, because it just destroys, you know. It didn't get hot enough to melt everything away on it, but it got hot enough, you know. I don't know. Maybe I should have tried harder when I got this here to see if anything would turn or whatever, you know, but I don't think it did. Even the dipstick's stuck in there. It sat outside at the guy's place where the barn burnt for maybe a year. I can't remember how long a process that was that went down. But what I'm saying is, sometime later, when they were finally allowed to start cleaning up after insurance or whatever, he said come get that, so I did. But anywho, we're not here to look at garbage. We're here to check inventory. So now I know again that I got one potential rim I could probably make work if I have to have it. And we might do that. We might use it and the other wide one whenever we get to that point. But then I would also have to have tires, which I don't really have an extra set of 15 538. I had a set I could have used for a roller, but then I gave one away. Actually gave both of them away to two different cousins. One of them needed a tire to roll around something they were working on, and other cousins got one because he said he needed one for his 770, and I don't know whatever happened to it. So if he put it on or didn't or whatever, but that's okay. We'll find us more and decide what to do. But anyway, that's not going to be just a bolt-on rim. It's going to have work. So we'll measure up and decide what's going to be the easier route to go. It's hard to walk on this ground, friends, because it's so saturated with water. Every time you step, it just sinks and whatever. Well, we're about out of camera battery. I can't believe I have wasted a whole battery and accomplished nothing. That's almost unbelievable, but not really. Like that cow pile there. Yeah. It's unbelievable. I'll get another battery, then we'll get to work on getting this off. Let's make sure, yep, we took the battery cable off, we did all that. We'll get this picked up. We'll probably bring that jack out, or that house jack back out here and pick it up with one jack and then house jack it so it stays. We'll screw that up to the right level, hold it up. We'll bust the bead. We'll try to get this tire off of here so we can get moving forward on this project. But it's already going to be like, I bet it's 5 o'clock already. No? 4 o'clock. Okay. Anyway, I'll get another battery and bring you back. Okay. Let's walk over here. The tire's still up. That's nice. There's the engines of sadness. Our failed area of things. That, I think, is that the, no, that's a 70 engine. I don't know what happened to that one that was out of that one co-op I had, where they chiseled the, oh, it's on the bottom of the pile. They chiseled the sleeves out with a chisel and then left it, and that was not good. There's that rim. It's not very good, or is it? Imagine that. That's why the guy had me get a different one. So that's probably a no-go, because that is too far gone. But again, could cut a patch out of another one sometime if I found another one that was whatever. Anywho's, back to the task at hand, which is getting a battery so that you can keep watching stuff that's happening. It's all nonsense, but at least you can watch. Why are you pounding those little fart pounders out of here? Come here, Buddy the dog. What are you doing? Enjoying the sun? I hope he's had a more productive day than I've had, because I have got almost nothing done. But I did get a new camera battery so we can keep working on this tire. But I also noticed a very bad thing, which is that this is my last Mountain Dew, and I don't even have any Little Debbie's or nothing. So there's probably going to be a parts run here very shortly to go remedy that situation, because I don't know if we'll be able to get through the night without that, you know. Also, to heal my aching heart over losing that Cockshut 20, I did the right thing and went on Facebook Marketplace and immediately bought something else. So that one's going to take a little coordination to get here, but when we do, you'll be the first to know. And we might even see an old familiar friend hauling it for us if we can. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. Anyway, it's up in the cold country, so we'll see how that goes. But I didn't realize, friends, until talking to Moline Dan, that there was such a thing that in Michigan you can't drive on the roads with a lot of weight in the wintertime. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't think we have that here. We just do whatever we want. We paid the taxes and we built the road, so we'll do what we want. But didn't know that. Other places were different. So sure. Yeah, I guess we're gonna use the old boy's secret friend, the handyman jack, for this job, because that's the safest, right? So sure. Let me go grab it. I think we can get it in there now. The thing that causes us great conundrum here is this. Somebody has welded to the drawbar, and I really want to cut that off of there, but part of me doesn't want to cut it off of there for a couple reasons. For A, I found that it is actually kind of handy to get up on there by stepping on that, so that's dumb. But the other thing is, I thought, well, that's an identifying mark that if somebody saw this somewhere, they'd be like, that was our tractor because it's got that welded in it, you know? So I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. It's really not hurting me from doing anything. It's just, it's a little inconvenient. But they welded it on there solid, so I don't know what they were doing there. If that was a weight bracket of some kind and they were tractor pulling with this at one time, that seems kind of unlikely because it still had all of the like it still had the hydraulics on it, and I don't know. It would be interesting to know this tractor's past life, but we're not going to learn it by standing here gawking at it. So yeah. And before we get the handyman jack, I'm probably going to shut you off and go do something else, because that's how we roll, friends. We see a butterfly go by and then we go after that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, struggle bus. I tell you what, friends, every time the time changes, it's a struggle to just get back in the routine, and it just seems like nothing gets done. Combine that with the good old ADHD or whatever we got, and it's really a struggle to get through life. Oh man. Couple that with a handyman jack that needs lube very badly. Okay. What could go wrong here, friends? What could go wrong? I should probably put it in gear or lock the brake for a minute so it doesn't roll away. We may not have brake on this side, I don't know. Well, kinda. See, we never got that far. We need to get it where it has wheels, and then we'll worry about things like brakes and other foolishness like that. We were starting to do that, but then we kept having this problem. And it's tempting to just switch to a different set of duals, but that won't make this tire not flat, you know? Are you going to run away, tractor? Or are you going to stay and play? Looks like you're running away. Well, you're up in the air. Perhaps we should see about getting the other thing here. Or are you falling over now? I can't tell. I think you did. Yep. It decided to fall forward. Apparently, we don't have enough brakes. Oh, God dang it. Okay. Plan X. What's that going to be? Well, it's going to be putting it in gear, getting the jack down. Oh, funny jokes. Come on. Oh, come on. Now, of course, we're done. See, if I had been thinking and moved it up to just the right spot, buried in the ground is the foundation of the old silo that used to be here, and then the jack would stay forever. But I didn't think that far ahead, so instead I'm just going to struggle. But that's fine. That's a familiar feeling. We know, see, right now is one of those times when that piece on the drawbar, I wish it wasn't there because it's really struggling. Come on. I hope you're able to see some of this, because I can't even see the screen on the camera with the sun in my teeth. Yeah, you can kind of see some stuff, I guess. But I don't feel it's interesting if it's just the same camera shot all the time. Come on, baby. It's in gear now, so it might stay. I wouldn't get my hopes up, though. Nope, there she goes. Although this time it might have. We might have hit the. No, I tell you, this ain't working. We're gonna have to switch gears. Not literally. Handyman jack. Now, come on. This isn't gonna work. We shouldn't have to struggle bus like this. I guess we can block the front two wheels somehow. Maybe that would help us out. It's just always, why is it always a struggle? It doesn't have to be. And you're gonna say, well, use the bottle jack. Well, you know how many blocks you have to bring to bottle jack one of these? It's just a lot easier to use the handyman jack and have it participate. It will work. This works. I've done it many, many times. I'm trying to decide whether my problem is that the ground is giving away and that's not helping us, or, you know, it should just work. All right, take 7. We're gonna be a little bit more mentally prepared this time. We're gonna take this back down. I'm gonna get a block for under that. I'm going to get that other jack stand ready, and then hopefully we can make this work. I'm also tiring myself out because my stupidity is a real suck on your energy, you know? And here we are. So sure. We'll get there, friends. We'll get there. Should we get some of the magical Zep? We might need it for some. All right. We're narrowing down the amount of things that we don't have here at our disposal. The only thing I can think of that we might need now is the orange hammer. And I don't really remember where that might be at the moment. But we'll figure it out, friends. Come on. I lubed it up, friends. Don't give me a hard time. I can't help it if it's still not playing nice. There it goes. Now we're getting somewhere. What kind of stuff? Come on. Jack it down. That's a different direction than we normally jack. But we're getting there. There. Okay. That's foolishness. Okay. Now, let's play ball. It should stay. Oh, donkeys! It's probably up off the ground, but let's give it one more. That way when it falls, it'll be a lot more spectacular. Okay. Let's zip this jack stand up. Needs to go back a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, we'll get there. Come on, baby doll. Oh, why don't you want to just participate? That's what I don't understand. That jack stand is not pivoting like it should. That's okay though. It's solidly on there now. See, that's supposed to, like, you can turn the part with the holes and the top part's supposed to sit still, and then you can just keep turning it up and it'll pick up anything. But I think what it does on here is maybe it's wore out a little bit and the axle is pushing on the pits. I don't know. Whatever, doesn't matter. What matters is we are up off of the ground. We're sitting on the jack stand. We need it in neutral for this process. It's so much easier. Now we're on the ground again, probably. Kinda, sorta, aorta. It really should go up another good bit. Let's keep going. See if we can. Yep, see, now we're going to lose our progress because we're not thinking about it. Oh well. We can do it. There we go. Now, can we get it turned up in time? Possibly not. We're getting there. Let's take this opportunity to zip it. Zip it good. on, baby. Okay, let's try that. Wow. She's going in the ground now. I think that will be good. Fear not, friends. That house jack has held up many a meadow green tractor around this place in its day. So we should be good. Now, unfortunately, this is going to be a struggle bus, I can tell you now. Because this is one of those tires that kind of hangs out over the edge of the rim, and it doesn't have a cutout for you to put your tool in, so you're going to have to work prying it back. What we're going to have to do is get the orange hammer. That's non-debatable at this point, and we'll see if we can't hammer in our bead breaking tool, and then we have all that stuff here, so we should be able to just make it happen. You know, we've ate up a lot of time today on stupidity, dragging our feet. I'd like to see this off of here today so that we could get ready, you know, for the tube, which should be here possibly tomorrow, maybe the next day. But we don't need to drag this on forever and ever. We need to get this where this is mobile, and then I can put it somewhere else, out of sight, out of mind, until the next time we get to look at it. But when it's sitting nice like this and up, look how pretty it looks. It just looks like every other old tractor. It doesn't look like one that was abandoned for years and left to die. So, you know, when we do the wheels for real, we'll probably pull the hubs off and put new axle seals in it and slide her around and all that. But that ain't today's problem. Today's problem is fixing this dual, because we use it a lot. I use these to move dead tractors quite often. It just so happens that this time I haven't gotten any of the originals yet for it to swap out. So, yeah. Orange hammer. All right, we'll see how that view works for you. Hopefully, you know, it's good enough. Hopefully you don't see my crack hanging out or nothing, you know. I don't know. Oh. We're gonna need that. Gonna need this eventually. You hold this. Just keep an eye on that for me. Let me make sure this is really the... I don't think that's the right size. Pay attention to me.
Free beer! Buddy, those are my quarters.
No, it's not actually. This is the way we ride the struggle bus all day. Here we go. Oh, this is gonna suck. Suck, suck, suck. Here's a piece of tire that's not in good shape. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Okay. We're not licked yet. Oh. Okay. Maybe we need to try holding it back with something. Like this. Holding it back like this. Oh. Never underestimate power of the fat rolls. But we're not out of the woods yet. Partially because the impact is all the way over by you. Ah! Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. There she goes. Boy, that tire is not very good, or is it? I didn't realize that. Maybe this is not going to work. Huh. Wonder if any of that is through holes. If it's just tread peeling, that's no problem. But through holes, that's the problem. Uh-oh. That's the sound of twisting off the roll pin. That's a familiar sound, friend. So this tool very clearly states in the owner's book, do not use the impact on it. And there's why. I have to do this every so often. So what I'm going to have to do is get the punch, drive that all out of there, then find the right side and drive a new one in. And I think it's a roll pin inside of another roll pin, if I remember right. But there's not a lot you can do because, see, it's got to stay flush with this or your socket won't fit on there. I mean, yeah, you could turn it with all day with a wrench, but I ain't doing that. I'll replace a dozen roll pins before I spend one day turning it with a socket or with a wrench. So yeah, let me go get the roll pins. And the sad part is I bet you I don't have one. And I bet you that we're going to be tabled until I can go to town tomorrow morning when an actual store is open that would have said stuff. Because, yeah, let me go see what I got. Okay, friends, how do we want to do this? Well, I'm betting that it's going to be easier to drive it from the underneath because this is all mangled. So let's do the right thing. I'll put you right on the thing we're hammering on. You're taking a knee. There. Okay, now last time I did this, I was thinking it was kind of directional, like they drilled the hole not quite perfect. So you got to be mindful of what you're doing. That's too small. And the next one. Ooh, there's a spiral pin. Is that the right size? Spiral pin would be better. I'm gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to not have you on there if I do this. Okay, I'm gonna mess with this. This is not an ideal situation to be putting this on because I need to lay it down over something and just beat the tar out of it, which I can't do unless I sit here and manually, I guess I could do that, take the punch and go through the hole and try to manually turn this backwards, but it ain't gonna go because it's under a lot of pressure, friends. I could take this loose, but that won't get it all the way out of there. So the next thing is to just put that there and hammer it home. But no, I'll probably do something. I haven't decided yet what, but we'll figure it out. Okay, we're back in operation. The old tire, though, is pretty rotten. I don't know why I'm surprised when it looks like that right there. That's just how she is, though. So in theory, I ought to be able to go around and just kind of work it loose now, but it's gonna fight. And it's fairly easy to move that tool, so I'm just gonna keep moving it around until we get somewhere. Hopefully that is somewhere good. Struggle bus. Whoops. Come on now. Come on now. Well, it is coming off. It's obvious probably why the tube went flat. It's pretty rusty in there. You know, dual wheels are neglected. They sit outside in a lot of applications. These are probably no exception. I can't remember where these came from. This set of wheels, is this the set that I bought on an auction? Or is this a set from, I can't remember. I can't remember where these came from. I've had several sets over the years and then got rid of some. No, there's a set on that other parts 88 back here, and I think those are the ones I bought from an auction. I don't remember where these came from. At any rate, it doesn't matter. The point is, you put your crappiest tires on your dual wheels, you know. So they didn't start out life grand, is what I'm getting at. But we'll keep plugging away just a little at a time till we get that broke loose all the way around. Then we'll get it flipped over the top. Then we'll work on the backside. Or we might do this to the backside and then flip it over the top. That'd make more sense, right? Yep, you're right. Come on. Smoking. Yeah. Well, friends, here's where we ended up. The batteries are dead on the Watch-A-Me. And I don't have any charged up because why would I, you know? So I got to do that so we can keep going. But I'm about licked for today. I think I'm over it. This old stiff rubber tire. Oh, and it's an 8-ply. That's why I figured it was. Years ago, we had this same idea, Grandpa and I, you know, get a set of duals for the tires and then put them on one of the project tractors, that Cockshutt 50 diesel. And one of the duals was an 8-ply. Actually, they both were, I guess. They were mixed, matched. They were an 8-ply. So we started in on that one to get it off of there. And we worked, and we worked, and we worked some more, and worked. And then the next day we worked on it, and worked, and fought, and tried. And we got, I don't know if we even got one side broke all the way loose. Maybe we got one, we might have got one tire by ourselves, but it took 2 days to get it done. And so for the other side, we decided tire truck is coming. And that's what we did, because an 8-ply tire is a killer. And it sure doesn't help when it gets old like this. I'm kind of concerned that maybe this one isn't even going to make it for the next go-round. It's pretty rusty and got some issues in there, it feels like. And it could have had that before they put it on last time. You know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't perfect when they mounted them on here because they were wore out, you know. You move your tires you're going to replace to the duals, and you put your new tires on the tractor. And so there you go. But I think we're going to call it. I'm also kind of debating now whether or not I shouldn't just go ahead and order some axle seals and do all that now. Although if I do that now, then that also means I probably should get some hub U-bolts, because these won't be salvageable once I get them beat off of there, or cut off, or sadness, or however they come off, because they're pretty nasty. So I'll have to sort that out, what I want to do. I think I'd rather just table that for now, but maybe I ought to. It's got brand new oil in the rear end. Wouldn't it be nice to keep it there? Likewise, it would be neat to see what's up with the brakes, you know. Part of our problem with the brakes is these discs are shot. And why they're shot is because they've rusted and it's pulling the lining away from the other thing, thus making them thicker, thus not letting everything work without it locking up. But we need to get in there and get all that pulled out of there and start up. But it would just be, it'd be easier to get it on 4 wheels first, so it was safe to be underneath and around and whatever. Because right now it's really not that safe. I mean, it's safe enough. I'm the only one here, so as long as nobody trespasses and kills themselves on it, it should be fine. But yeah, I mean, that could fall over. There's no reason why it wouldn't. It could do that anytime, you know, just because it wanted to. Like if I laid down under it, it would fall immediately. So yeah, we're gonna just leave her sit, I think. And we're gonna just call this here, and we're gonna just see what we can accomplish next time, maybe? Question mark? I don't know. What I'm saying is, we're 75% of the way there, I would say. We've got the other side done and part of this side. So we're gonna get it, is the moral of the story. And once we do that, then we can take it for a good and proper drive. I mean, why not? We got 4 whole bolts that are holding the wheel on out of all of them. So why shouldn't we go down the road in road gear with it? I can't think of a reason. What do we got over here? I do have 4 over here as well. So that's good. You know, we tried. It's always good when you try. But it's coming together, friends. It's just taken a little while. It's not a big priority tractor. It's already farther along than it probably thought it would have been a year ago by now, because it was sitting there waiting to get crushed. And now it's running and driving, or at least running. It's got the potential of driving. It just needs a little bit of love, just a little bit more, and then it'll be fine. Once we get all that squared out, you know, we'll move on to like brakes, little things, get a better manifold for it. We still need to tackle the crack in the block at some point, but that's okay right now. It's not hurting anything. It's not really seeping that much, if at all. It's wet all through there, but that's because of all kinds of stuff. We never cleaned the block or any of that, but I'm not real worried about it, to tell you the truth. Throw some K-Seal in it, see what we got, you know. I would rather move on than to making it look prettier, like painting my primed metal that's rusting and all that, and see about maybe pounding some dents out of the hood kind of thing and finish cleaning that up, and then just see what happens, you know, run it, and if it starts pouring water out, then we'll take the block out and rebuild it at some point. But a running, moving tractor moves farther down the list then, you know. We get them to where they run and drive, where we can move them and play with them, and then we make them more better over time. But I think we're on the right path here. We just need to get that done, then those duals will be good for the next project, and we'll keep hunting for 15.5 38s or something that would work on this. What I might do is, one of these days, we might go out to the woods and pull that other rim and center off of there and get that up here and see if we can't patch that one, because I think it's a mate to the one over here that has nothing on it, and then we could put the proper rear wheel centers on and whatever with the proper spacing. But I think we're going to go ahead and get axle bolts anyway and axle seals so that we can have some adjustability again, you know, slide these in and out. I'd rather slide them all the way in and flip the wheels inside out so that I could then get fenders on the tractor. These wheels are dished wrong, and that's why they come over into, like the way I got them on there now is the only way they can be, or it would be super duper wide and it wouldn't have fit anywhere. But I can't put the fenders on like this because the fenders go on that side of that bracket, which is made to the axle, and you can't move it. So, and we're slid all the way out essentially on our hubs, so you can't just go a little more and then put the fenders on. You gotta go the opposite direction. Put this one over there, that one over there, have the hubs all the way in, and it's still going to be wider than it is right now, but at least it would be a manageable way, you know. I don't know. We'll see what we get into. I got a list of parts to order sometime. Whenever I got nothing to do, I need to order more parts, I'll order some of the little doodads I'm missing. Toolbox lid. At one time I had a whole bunch of them, but I think I'm pretty well out now. And then things like that, you know, just making her a little more better here and there. And you know, we could mess with the hydraulics and get those better again. We're not there yet with that. You know, things and stuff and whatever, and we can do it, friends. We can do it. Like I said, it's easier to work on junkyard tractors because the only place you can go is up. You know, there's really no worry about making it worse than when you started, because when you started it was going to be scrap. So it's already better than that. But anyway, enough rambling. We will figure out what else to do, and we'll get tackled on this some more tomorrow. I'll get that broke loose. It'll be a lot more motivating whenever the tube is here, because then it's just a matter of getting it done. So yeah, but I'll add axle seals to my list and U-bolts and see about getting them, and then we can make that the way it should be. It's not really in the right place to do the wheel switch anyway right now, because that's going to be a trick. That's going to be do it on a solid surface and, you know, really block it up good so that it doesn't fall over, and then take both off. It might be the kind of deal where we get it like this, then lift it with a loader, then move the whole operation to the other side, pick it up, and then take that wheel off and move it over. I don't know. We just don't want it to fall down on us, because that's kind of a pain. It's harder to work on them when you're dead, and so we try to avoid that. But anyway, enough rambling. We're going to leave this one here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.